Hello, and welcome. This is Julie with the Jewel of Design, and welcome to another week, another day, another week, right? Oh, goodness. Okay, so hopefully you watched this weekend. I really appreciate it if you did with our little Saturday night showcase, showing off what was in the shop, and, we finally finished that large 4-signature journal, which I was really stoked about that, so really happy that that one's done and out there and in the shop for somebody to, of course, enjoy and purchase. So so that lays off one project done out of 2 or 3, and of course it means I of course have to start another project. How can I not, right? I have a few in the works actually that I want to do, and I figured let's get this one, let's see how quickly I can get this one done. Now this one is the cover, what was supposed to be covered for the altered book, the altered journal book that we've been working on, right, forever. And, I will try to get that one done here in the next few weeks and be able to show that one off soon. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to work on something, but it's not working in my favor. And so since this one was a brown envelope, of course, everything's making noise today, but I don't have much more time. Yeah, it's party central everywhere around here. Since this cover was too hard for the altered book, right, we were going to make this, and we used one of our large brown paper bags, which are great to fold up and decorate to make stuffed pockets. Lorette Chandler, Vintage Paper Girl, makes absolutely gorgeous ones. Gail Gustinelli does her variation. It came, I think, from Roxy Creation. Like, it's been a fun project. And so we have them in brown. We have them in brown with white polka dots. We have them in white. And so, we fold them up, we stuff them, we make pockets out of them. But I decided one day to try to see if that would be soft. And we used the bag. This was supposed to be a pocket. And we covered it with Mod Podge and tissue paper. Right, I used all kinds of different colors, different patterns, very floral, because the scrap, sort of floral collage, scrappy altered book that we were making had that feel. So it looks like it's full good. So we made this. It was a great front cover, but I realized that this is over the months, it's gotten very stiff, and I didn't think it was going to go over that 1-inch spine with the book capability. So I was like, nope, I'm not going to take my chances. So I folded it in half and thought, we'll just make a nice, simple journal cover out of it, right? So I sealed up the pocket, but it is a little rough on the edges, but we still need to decorate the front with these gorgeous tulips and birds on the front, but I felt we need to enhance it, and I'll cover this in lace. We're going to put some washi on the inside. We're just going to help make this, reinforce this, so that when we do put a signature into it, it is not going to like tear, rip, and destroy, and it's not going to cut you either. It's a little, once we folded it, it got a little rough in some spots, so I figured lace over it would help. Might even do a little bit of sanding. Let me sand this just a little bit before we put the lace on it. So I took the Welcome to the Garden Gate kit that I showed you guys on Saturday, the vertical notebook that I made with the same kit. I had both vertical and horizontal pages in it. So I had my horizontal pages still sitting in my collection. So all I did was make sure that in all the pages I did have, I printed the journal page on the back of most of them. I even did it on a few I wasn't supposed to. So it just gives me a room to put pockets and other fun things on them. But I paired them up, and we have a, let's see, 3, 4, 5, I think it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces of paper. So 13 is 26, so it makes it a 52 book page journal. I did some digital coffee dye textured papers in here. I do think I might want to put a doily in here somewhere. I just don't know yet. I sort of have it laid out to where I do have spots where I know I want to go ahead and put printed pockets on pages. I want to put brick corner pieces on some of these journal pages to sort of break it up, because I have quite a few of these pages, stickers and stuff. This is our middle signature, and I decided to take that middle gate, and I made sure I had just enough left over so that I can, you know, sew in the middle here and not rip through, but I wanted it open. So it's something that we're going to do sort of a peekaboo, and we're going to put some kind of floral, you know, something on this page, since it's one of those that I mishapped. It was already printed, it was already printed with the brick page, and I accidentally put a journal page over it. So it's one of those things where this is one of those sets that I wanted to do a belly band, a pocket, corner pocket, something like that. So, you know, we may put a pocket on this page, but we're going to definitely put some kind of floral peekaboo on this side, right? So when you flip it, you see this gorgeous bouquet, maybe of flowers or something. I have to figure out where I'm going to cut that out from. So anyway, today is definitely prepping the page, papers here, getting them sewn in, and getting this cover worked on today. And then later in the week, Wednesday or Thursday, we can work on some pockets and things like that on the inside. But everything's inked, everything's sort of nice clean cut, except for these pages I deckled. I wanted a really sort of clean cut, you know, cleanly cut journal this time around. Not too frilly, not all the decal and the ripped edges, and it's not super modern. It's not, you know, it's bright here, but it's not super modern here. It still has a nice soft watercolor look to most of the pages. So I didn't feel we needed to get too contemporary, but we didn't have to go super vintage either. So we'll find a nice in between. So let's see what to start off with. I hope you're all doing really well. Like I said, it's Monday, so it'll probably be Monday afternoon, since that seems to be my best bet. I do have a number of you that like watching me in the afternoon and early evenings. So we're just going to stick to that. I realize that certain days of the week are very popular and certain times are great. I vary from it, and no one watches, so no point doing that. Gotta find your slot, right? Okay, come on. I am using a washi tape, a wide one, as you can see if I can get to it. Yeah, there we go. Washi tapes are great to start with, and you can always add a little glue if you need to at any given point. But I have a wide washi tape that is definitely, I don't remember where it came from, but I did sort of try to zhuzh it down the middle. I probably should have left parts of it on. Let's do it this way. Let's see if I can find the middle. Haha. It's just to help reinforce it, so when we go to put the, you know, sew it in, there's a little something to work with, just in case. It's okay if it's not perfect. I just try to go down the middle with it, but, you know, there we go. It's a little something, doesn't have to be perfect, just to help reinforce it. It looks sort of pretty, right? I don't mind it there. We are going to put a lace pocket here. We'll use the wide European lace that we have, I think in green, since that seems to be our thing right there. I think I want to use this one, either one. I love the green because that is a big thing, is the greens and the pinks is in this kit. It's a lot. There are some blues and stuff, but pink and green is definitely the concoction. It's a little bit more peachy. So I don't know, I could go either way, but I definitely want at least one pocket on this side. I don't know about the other side yet. I wanted to put a lace pocket here, and I wanted to do, because I was going to put, we were just going to glue down sort of as a decorative, I couldn't decide which gate I wanted for the front. So I think we're going to put a pocket in the front, and we're just going to we're sort of just going to decorate up here, you know, ink up, and we're just going to sort of put, maybe we'll do a little lace in the bottom, but we're just going to put something decorative on the back. We really weren't going to decorate lace here. So this is centered, something, we'll slide here, but that's what the thought was. Decorate the back and put a pocket in the front. Okay. I definitely feel, and sometimes I have a little sandpaper on me, that maybe, and I don't know whether I'm trying to, there we go, maybe I'm trying to sandpaper down a little bit. And it's not that I want the tissue itself to come loose, I'm just trying to see if I can get some of those really rough spots to not be so rough. I do have a few spots that are, you know, it split, and it definitely, not tore, it just had some, it had its own opinion, of course, when I did finally fold it. It didn't like me so much, but it's been sitting flat for so long, for quite a few months, it feels like. When we started this way back when, I mean, I started this cover, I don't know when, I have to look. Not knowing how long this altered book was going to take. And it's, you know, it's almost done. So I was like, okay, I can finally commit and do the cover. And I was like, oh, that's so not going to work. But we know nothing goes to waste, right? Nothing goes to waste. We always find something we can do with it. And I could have used it and tried to have it like fold in 2 spots. But this whole cover was going to get cut off then, because I just didn't feel like it was going to hold. And I also didn't think that even as stiff as this was, it was going to stick to the curve of the altered book. And I'm really glad we went with the fabric one. So you have to look back last week. I did the fabric cover on the altered book. I will definitely here at the 10-minute mark here, I will put it up here in the corner, and you can go back and look at see what I did do for the altered book if you've missed it. If you have not seen how that turned out, we can do it. So we have this on the inside. Looks like it's hold back, and just help reinforce that stickiness if it feels like it's not doing what you want it to do. We are going to sew it in next, because then I can put, once it's sewn in, and we're going to cover the lace, or cover the sewing in with lace, and then we can decorate. So that is where I think we're going with this. So this is where you have to decide on your own merit, your best way. Some will simply just flatten it out, clip it, flatten it, punch straight in, sew it. Some of us now like the angle, and we use Crafty Cat USA's Cradle to do it. The angle's pretty good, as long as you keep in mind that when you are sewing it then later, you sort of make sure you keep it at sort of the same angles you punch the holes when you're looking to sew through it. It's the best way to find it. Now, luckily, these pages and this cover just fit. We did do this cover the way we did it, and use the bag because it was going to cover the altered book. And luckily, they're both the same. Now, I am looking at this. Sorry, I'm just sort of curious if it's me or if it's something else without turning us off. I want to make sure oh, it's just me. Okay. I was like, is my camera up at full capacity here? All right. So, using my cradle. And it is best to try and clip your pages together with the cover so things don't move too much if you can help it. Everybody has different clips, different ways. These work well enough for me. I'm content with it. Right? You want to center your papers with the cover. I'm just doing a standard 3 holes to do a standard figure 8. And we will, what I'll probably do is actually sew, I will probably pull it through to the front and tie it in the front and then cover it with the lace, or even debate on whether or not I want to pull that through. I'm trying to decide if I get it straight down the middle, and if I happen to catch it, I mean, I can have the lace, the ribbon show. I don't know, I can't decide if I want to tie it on the outside, or if I want to just barely make a knot and glue it down and have the lace covered and sort of hidden. I think we're just going to carry it. I don't want to do a tie here because it's so thin. I just want that to be a nice clean ordeal. So either way, yeah, when I did this, I realized I had to make sure I gave some paper on this side, because I went to go cut it in half and went, I can't completely cut it at the fold line, because then I have nothing. I don't think I'd have anything to tie it into, and this middle section would pull right out. So I had to leave myself a little bit of a lip so that I knew I had something to sew the thing into. So I'm just punching straight down. I'm going out quite a ways on the outside, because this does fit both ways. The pages go all the way almost to the edge of the cover. The cover's, it's width, so I am going all the way out, trying to, and about hopefully eyeballing the middle. Probably not. I'm probably a little off on that middle section, but that's okay. Oof. Give me. Okay, simple there. And I'm just going with a nice light cream waxed thread. I was using the one that came with a leather-bound kit for the longest time. And now you do go about 3 times the length, or 3 times the height of your journal. It gives you playroom. Now I could go a little less, but I just realized I probably could have gone less. But you go 3, because then that does leave you extra. It leaves you the chance to do the bow. It leaves you a chance to make a knot, and leaves string left over to tie in charms. It lets you do a number of things, usually. So if you know for sure, you've got this down pat, of course, and you're like, nope, like in this case, like I'm cutting mine off and just gluing it down, leaving it a nice tight knot or whatever. Yeah, you may not need 3. 2.5 might be enough to do this. And I definitely need 3 when I do the extra set of holes, when I do 4 holes. So I have 3 sections of it when I want to show my seam work, I want to show the binding. I definitely go 3, a little over 3 when I want to do it 1, 2, I want to do 3 sections of this. Now, wherever you're going to tie it, since I'm tying it on the outside, I'm going to start on the outside. If you were going to tie it on the inside, you would start on the inside, because you want to have your tail, right, accordingly. Now, as much as I do, even though I do this in a small, hold on, try not to rip papers, but I always feel like even though I'm using a small needle, I feel like I never make a big enough hole, I think, with my awl tool, and so I really struggle to get everything through it. Always, it doesn't matter how hard I try, but that's okay. What am I doing? Oh, something's caught up there. I'll have to figure that out later. Okay, so I have little tweezers, or not tweezers, but like soft jewelry things, and I use it to pull through, so I don't have to worry about it. But you leave yourself a tail here. You would want enough to make sure you can tie. If you do this right, though, when you are done, you can adjust it. You should be able to do this to where in the end, when you're in the middle, you should be able to tie it, pull it tight, and know that. So now we've got that. So I'm going to go to the outside and come up. So you sort of sometimes hold your, pull your tail to the side. Because the last thing you want to do is thread that and get it caught, and then it won't allow you to, I don't know what's tight. It won't let you adjust it. Because if you do it right and you don't split your thread, you should be able to tighten it and adjust it and move it and not worry. So it looks like it got the middle section just right, which I'm loving because I don't want to have the paper tear. But I am struggling with the outside. There we go. Nice simple single, and you're just going through it. So there we go. We have our two here, right? I want to pull it tight. You don't really want too much gaps if you can help it. You want it nice and tight. You want to be able to adjust it. Get this out of the way. Now, whether it's inside or out, it's best to go back underneath this, right? It helps when you want to make your knot that it's nice and tight. And ta-da, right? And then you can go for a second knot. You can make a bow. You can do whatever you want. Now, that is long, and I wanted to put a charm on that. I could, and I'm sort of debating whether I want to weave that through the lace or not. So let's see. Maybe one is. So there it is there. A little looser than I'd like. I don't know. Like, Nice thing with the wax, there is some give. There's give with the wax, which is a good and a bad thing, right? It makes it easy to undo. But it also means, I just feel like it's really loose, and I'm not sure why. That's tight. Yeah, it's tight. It's just something like making sure, right? Because when it's loose and sort of, I don't know, it's just loose. It's not always fun. So go both ways with trying out making a bigger hole, tight in every way possible, and just try to make it as tight as you can. And with slippery wax, right? With the slippery wax. Okay. And then it just might be because I'm a little nervous because of the fact that this is, now I could do a number of things, and I could try to glue that down to the paper. I could do all kinds of things. But that's a little looser than I want. Okay. But we now have this. It's been solidly inked, and it gives us the ability to have that little peekaboo flower something that I'm putting here, or peekaboo to maybe another, a pocket that's sitting here. It's floral, which we have plenty of. And we can see, whatever's going on. So the goal is to have sort of something on this page next time, and that we can sort of see something, and when you flip it, there's the actual thing revealed. So I thought that'd be sort of fun, because it's an open space right here. It's actually the blue sky behind it. So I thought we'll poke it out, and we'll do a peekaboo something there. All right, so there's that. So now, ouch, whack it. I am still bending it a little bit, trying to form it to where I want it. I'm a little bummed this is a little softer than I like, so I might go back and put some Mod Podge on there, and maybe even another piece of lace here, and then the door, and that would help reinforce this some more. Because at the time, this wasn't big enough, surprisingly long enough to get to the back, so we added some tissue to make it a little bit longer. And now, we have this excess. So we will put lace here, I think. Just like we have lace here, maybe we'll put lace here. Not so much as a tuck or anything, but just decorative, so that we can put that door between these two and make it pretty. But I want to see now is whether or not I want to try and weave that lace through anything. If I do it right, I think I could make a tiny little, I could make a little hole right here, huh? This tiny little section in here. Itty bitty section. I don't even know if I'm in camera. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully I've been in camera. Let's do this. We're going to make this center. Aha. We're going to weave that right through. Right? At least one of them. I don't know about both, but at least one so I can hang charms from it. I'm thinking. Let's just do both. That way I have the ability to do 2 charms or whatever I want to do. Let's just do that. I'm hiding most of it, but I'm leaving the tails out so that I can play with them and put them into the design. Why not? Right? Why not? Why not? Oh, it's all sticky. Okay. So let's get... I did, now this is technically pretty white, and I did do some ink on it to not make it so bluntly white, since this does have a lot of creams and peaches behind it, and oranges and yellows, that it's not a bright white cover, plus the brown, of course, bag. A little off, there we go. I wanted to not have it too crazy. I wanted it to be just speckled, like I just wanted on and off, like it's just a little old, getting a little old, starting to just get a little tattered or worn, right? Like it's been out just a little bit. I love this lace though. I think it came from my grandmother's collection. I believe my mom gave it to me. It's not something we had in this. It's not something we had in the store. It's something that it's in our personal collection. And I love it because I do this a lot. I love being able to you know, because it has this middle section. It's really great to be able to just wrap something around, and you've got sort of a scallop look on both sides. And you're not worried about, you know, whether or not it's a good piece or not. But ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe April is almost gone. This year has definitely flown by already. I mean, school year is almost done, so there's that thing for me. I have the whole school year to, I can't believe it's almost done. We have 5 weeks. 5 weeks and 3 days of finals, so 5.5 weeks. And the kids are done with school, right? They graduate, they promote, and away we go. Absolutely crazy. I just realized I keep forgetting to send out the invites. Oh my gosh. Luckily I can do digital for most of my family. Like, here, we're doing this, come see me. I did order graduation announcements for like all the family, but it wasn't going to get here really in time to put an invite with it. So for the most immediate family members, I'm pretty much, you know, just doing a digital invite. Gotta love our social media. And have my connections. This year's all been the year of, we've designed invites, but we've just been like, either my daughter's done it on Canva or I've done it on my programs, and, you know, laid out an invite and turn it into a digital format, and then we just upload it like a photo. So easy that way, right? Okay, so now all I have to go do is find myself some pretty florals and some, I have butterflies and florals and stuff like that in my collection, and we can tie it on here. And we can tie some charms, and I can tie more lace or whatever I want to do as we work through this, and we can have something sort of cute hanging from the outside, but it's not showing the sewing job. We are hiding the seams themselves and keeping it minimum on the inside, so it's not super obvious. I almost went like a periwinkle blue or something, but I don't really have pale colors. The colors that I have are actually a lot brighter than I expected, you would think. And I'm like, nope, these are all sort of bright colors. So there we go. It's in there and it's all settled. Okay, so let's get other thing. Oh, cover. I was going to do the inside, but now I'm debating, right? I feel like we could do a little bit of inking on the edges for the darkness, right? But I don't have much on that ink. I don't have much on there, do I? Poor thing. I just destroy my sponges. I really do just go to town on all the necessities of, like, using every ounce of ink that's on my brush, which the only downside about that is that you end up really tearing them up. I probably just should put more ink on my brushes, but I don't do that. I don't know why. I do it with paint though too. I do it with a number of things. I just sort of stretch it and stretch and stretch it, and then go for the next coat, right? You put it on thick, it takes longer to dry. So if I go thinner and I stretch it out and really make sure I use every ounce, then it's not so, I don't know, it dries quicker, it's more manageable, I don't know. All right, so I'm going to put wet ink. I know what I want to do, the border ink on the other side, but I think I want a lighter ink, lighter ink, I'm talking about ink, lighter lace, like we just did on the cover. I want something for this side that's, I mean, we can keep it a little antique-y, but it's not very wide. Let's see, my crochet lace, I may just have enough right here. We can go out this way with it to help sort of reinforce it, right? So I'm going to glue down too, but it doesn't go over far enough. I think we really do want a wider lace. Let's see. Not so much the full wide, not the full European wide lace, but everything in between. I do have a white. We have a stretch lace in the shop. I wonder how much I have of that, if I have any of that extra. We have a beautiful cream colored, and also a navy blue and cobalt blue. We have stretch laces that are 1 and 1.5 inch wide. I just don't know if I personally have any of it. Because sometimes it doesn't come we don't get a lot of it from the vendor. So until I get to the bottom of that lace, I'm really not able to get any samples from it. Well, we could do the grosgrain. We could do not, well, again, I think it's not as wide. Again, yeah, I can reinforce this with the grosgrain, but I would still need a lace to go beyond that. Instead of 1 inch, 1.5 inch grosgrain. That's blue. Ay. Maybe I don't. I'm looking through my laces, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. I mean, this is definitely country, but it's blue, and we don't. I mean, that would cover. This would give me definitely a stout whatever. But I mean, we're putting. Oh, that is cute. But I don't have a lot of blue in this kit, do I? This is a lot of greens and pinks and beiges, purples. I was just trying to see, do I really want to add blue? That's pink. Because of the backgrounds are green, pink, and beige. Purple, blue. Yeah, I mean, that has blue. Don't get me wrong. That's that. But it's more of a periwinkle blue. It's not a baby blue. Ew. Ugh. Okay. But that's a sturdy weight and length I'm looking for. Oh, you guys really love this. We sold out of that one. So what I have is what I've got. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is well, there's this one. This might work. I think this came from my grandmother's stash also. Now this one we can do one of two ways. Yes, I can do it where we got nice and straight here, or we can flip it around, and we can, right, we can use it to be that reinforcement that we need. Oh, I feel like I need to iron that out. Let the straight edge go up against here. We've got decor here, and that is really pretty. It goes with it, right? Put that in the middle. Just let it be. Glue it down for something pretty. And I want to center it on the bottom, of course. Of course I do. I can't help that. Then I can always, I feel like decorating. I want to decorate the back. I just do. I've got flowers and butterflies, and he would be cute. Of course, this goes the other way, but we could do something like that. Like we could just sort of decorate, you know? We could have some fun with it. Got a much bigger butterfly, but that might be too big. I was trying to say much butterfly in the front too, but we could just do we could just sort of make a scenery on the back here to reinforce and finish. Yeah, this will work. Okay. I'm not sure about the butterfly quite yet because I want to make sure I have options, but we'll definitely put a butterfly up there. So let's see what we're doing here. I want to get to the front with you guys. I do have majority of the front I did laid out. But I want to add lace. I want to add some flowers. I want to add some stuff to the dog. Yeah, I'm recording this actually on a weekend, surprisingly. I don't always get to do that. And so, you know, puppy's home next door, and our neighbor is, I can't tell if they're warming up or back and forth. We do have an event going on. My neighbor, which is adjacent to me to the right, they do a lot of events. They have a huge family that comes into town a lot. And I love it. You know, we're like, oh, okay. Must need to get a kick out of it. But they're, you know, warming up or playing, and sometimes it's live band, sometimes it's just karaoke. Really great DJing. So it's like, oh no. So I'm like, not today. I'm supposed to be filming. Okay, let's use the proper scissors. Should really use the, yeah, okay, there's that. So I think we're gonna, I don't know whether to keep it sort of squared or whether we need to, it sort of was rounded in the concept, so I feel like I wish my round cutters would actually cut through lace. I don't think they will. I'm like, I don't think my rounders would cut through lace. But let's, you know, we are whatever. Let's slightly round it. I'm just carefully rounding it. So it's there, but it's not there. Didn't quite get a clean, you know, square out of anything when I was doing it. So we're just going to sort of square it, corner it, do the thing. There we go. But this way the cover is nice and it has a little bit more to hold on to. And it's not so flimsy. Not as flimsy, right? But you got to work with what you have. Got to make work do. So, which is fun. I just had a look. But yeah, we do have some stretchy laces that might have been really pretty to go with this. But I don't personally have any of it. I don't, the amounts we give sometimes we sort of test out, and they give me a little extra. Great, I get a sample of it, but not always a lot. Okay, so there's that. This has been inked for the most part. Of course, my mother, oh no. I'm gonna have to get back to her and hope. Let's see. Okay. Nope, she's... Yes, if you follow me, and hopefully you follow Lorette at Vintage Paper Girl, she's been definitely under the weather. She came up on you Friday, letting you know how she's doing. And so, what little moment she has been trying to craft. So it's a good thing that she's showing me a picture of what she's been working on, which means she's getting just enough energy, ladies and gentlemen, to create some stuff to put in the shop. So, she is a gorgeous journal maker, folio maker, ephemera. She makes all kinds of gorgeous things, and she definitely has a following that loves all her things. So when she shows it off, you guys got to be quick, because when it goes up, it goes up. She made the cutest, I think it was this time last year, she made the cutest pen, like a pen holder. You would glue it down in your book, and it would hold your pen. And she had really pretty pens with it too, writing pens for your journals. Absolutely, they were really pretty. But things like that, they just go. They are so pretty, you can't, you know. So she makes something, you have to grab it. She does have a purple journal, a folio journal in the shop, which I'm really shocked no one's grabbed. It's got gorgeous ladies on it. It's really pretty. I'm really shocked. But purple, you know, either you love purple or you don't. I'm a huge purple fan, so I have a hard time sometimes. I go, why didn't that sell? I mean, it's purple. And I'm like, oh wait, that's me. I love purple. Of course I'm gonna want it. Okay, let's do that. There's a little bit of dry glue in there. We'll see how this does. That corner might need actual glue. Well, I might need tacky glue. When you're doing from paper to fabric to paper and paper to fabric, it requires usually the fabric tack to get it to all stick down. Usually. I don't have a whole lot of luck with the glitter glue. Sometimes you just go for it. You're just like, nope, we're using glitter glue. Oh, not glitter glue, fabric tack. Glitter glue is great when it's just paper to paper, but even then sometimes I'm just like, go for it. Oop. Let's see. Okay, so let's get to the front. So there was the front, back, and whatever I have left over or whatever I sort of do in the front, I will expand it where it stays flat here in the back. But there's that. Looks beautiful. All right. So yes, we will put, I think in green. I think I'm going to do the green, which I won't do it right now because it's not a huge deal. But I think we'll use the wider European lace, and we're just going to do a pocket here. You just glue here, these three sides, and it has a nice little pocket for anything I want to tuck in or you want to tuck in when you are working it. Okay, so now we're down to here, and we're going to keep it clipped together so that It stays flat for me. And so what I did was I took one of the, there's a double page in here that has the that has the gates on it, or the doors. And so I put one on the inside and one on the outside. And we just have this sort of rough door, and it does open just one side. I was going to do two, and you can see I did change my mind. I was started debating, and I decided, nope, I think just one side opened up is sort of cute. Washi the inside of the door, so it has some purpose. And you know, this way just sort of peekaboos, and you see the tulips underneath it, but it's not a huge interactive piece. I put a bunch of foam pieces, you know, over it here to keep everything in place. Okay, that reminds me, I need a piece of washi. I debated a couple times over on whether or not to do something. So I was debating on whether or not, you know, to make it a double door, you know, and I thought, well, maybe it'd be too flimsy, but then I was having problems cutting it, and actually I cut a spot I wasn't supposed to, and just struggling. So I think we're gonna do a little washi here to make it a little flatter. Sometimes you just, you know, you're like, well, did that work? Is that really what I want to do? Don't do. We're just going to do this. You're not going to see it. All right. Okay. Ta-da. So with that, I wanted to sit it just right so the bird was sort of above the greenery. Sort of fussy cut it out the flowers, did ink it some, got the fluff in the back. It's just whether or not I want, right, I was trying to debate, you know, do we want something here? I could just do a small butterfly if I really liked that one up there. This one's sort of pretty here if I wanted to keep it. I feel we need to ink it a little bit. There's a green one, but I don't know, because being so dark, I don't want to be able to just blend in. Ugh. Oh no, fingernails. Oh, come on. Of course, it's, there we go. I could do it on top. That's a thought. We could go right here on top with the yellow and the, which it blends in with the coloring, ink it a little bit. I could do this one. It's a lot of green, but it is sort of pretty. I wanted some florals even behind that. Which do I have? I don't have any. There's no, oh, duh, I'm sticking. But I think these are see-through, so this is the only problem. I don't have to take the backings off. I mean, I can get them to pink. I'm gonna go paler. I hate to not see the sticks, which if I go a different direction where I don't really worry about too much of the, don't think we want to go too bright because I think it'll blend right in. You won't be able to tell, but brighter, lighter. I know right now you guys are getting a glare. The whiter, paler pieces would give us more dimension. Than something that, say, is even the, we're going to see what the, you know, paler they are, I think. I know with the glare. I think the more likely we'd see them. But I don't know whether a sticker is what I want or whether I want something more dimensional. I do have some paper ones from, oh my god, Timeless Crochet for You, I believe. It's been a while. She made me a stack of beautiful butterflies for my birthday a while back. I still have some, which is great. It's pale and a little weird. It's a little cut out. I wonder why it's cut out. That one's pale. Could be fun to have it underneath a little bit. If I wanted to, I could cut it out and add the pink under the butterfly and have it stick on top. That one may not be bad. Let me see. What I was looking to see is if, where am I? I gotta get into all my containers over here. Oh, find my butterflies. There they are. Not my butterflies, my flowers. See, I was seeing more paper flowers or that crinkled paper flower we were dealing with the other day when we were dealing with the, just depends if I want to do, those are a little bright. Yeah, she made me, my mom bought a set and then made me a set. I was just trying to see what colors were in here. The butterfly is cute too. There's a little purple and blue bee. Isn't that cute? I'm gonna get too papery because I mean, that's a beautiful graphic. That's beautiful. So I'm wondering if maybe not the bookend of the flowers, but I mean, I just have to decide, do I want to just tuck it back underneath, right? So there's some dimension. Oh, there's the yellow ones. Yellow and pink, pink and yellow. To pull from this. It just depends if I want to keep pulling from the yellow or I want to pull from something else. But we could do these two with that pink butterfly and pink flower under the butterfly on top of this. So we're getting a sort of a set of 3-ish idea in this corner just to keep working on the dimensions, right? We keep a dimensional thing going on because we are popping the gate up above. We're not laying it down flat. Well, green is just going to blend in. So I'm looking at the colors I have. Yeah, I like the gold idea, but we don't have anything really shiny on here, so maybe not the gold. Maybe we just do the yellowy peach. Oh, there's so many options. There's so many ways to Sunday I could do this, and that's the thing. I don't have to even peek. I know we could do the blue with the yellow, with the pink stickery page, with the green butterfly. Technically, I know that is 4 pieces, but we are adding the butterfly to the flower to make it 1. And then there's those 2. And then, you know, we're just sort of tucking everything in to do it that way. Let's see. That might work. Now, if I really wanted to, I could make him go down there. So we have something, you know, we bring something down. That's a thought. No one says it has to be all bunched up in one area either, right? I mean, I could do 1, 2, and 3 where it's 3, right? Sets of 3. When we do diamond, we do pearls just sort of sporadically laid out. You still do 3. So 3 paper flowers, but maybe only 1 butterfly. Then we don't do this. We don't do this at all, right? We go here. And we go there. We go up here with the butterfly. Feel like we need pink. Feel like we need to represent this. This is yellow, got green, got blue. And that's just another peachy color. So, I dropped one. Oh no. So I feel like purple or pink needs to be represented here. Like, how can we not do that, right? It's bright. And there's already pink over here, so I don't know if... And there's pink over here. So either way, no matter what I do, I have pink on pink. That pops there. This is going to blend no matter what we do. And it has a really weird fabric. Or really weird. To tuck that weird pattern away. I've done pink a lot, so... I dropped another one. Where did I drop it, though? Oh, no. Don't you hate that when you feel something and you know you dropped it? Oh, maybe it was just that. Well, maybe it wasn't what I thought it was. Okay. I thought it was a flower, but maybe it wasn't. Let's be careful, hopefully. That's really big, which, I'm not sure I like that either. I have a purple, but it's shiny. I think a lot of the purples I put aside because I would want them for my own personal use for sure. Or just smaller. Okay, that one's more peach and orange, or peach and pink, and not so patterned. Okay, let's try that. Goodness, right? A little bit of dimension because, well, you know, why not? We have lace on the edge, we have lace on the inside. I don't know if I need to do any more lace anywhere else, even if it's the top of it in some form. Definitely getting my lace on here to help soften up whatever. I probably should put these sticker flowers somewhere else, huh? Gotta get them tucked away. If I wanted a purple, I could put that in there somewhere, but I just don't know if it'll blend in. Where's my... I took out the paperwork on most of these. I didn't mean to, but I need to see if I have a light colored lavender, right? Because everything needs to be sort of bright and light. Otherwise, we're not going to see it on this very busy, dark. I mean, if I wanted to, I could put it here, or I could tuck. I can tuck it. I could tuck it here, but it really just sort of blends in with the background already. So it's without it being on something, you really can't tell, you know, that it exists. So, nope, that idea didn't work. It might work on the inside if I wanted to tuck something in. If I want to do a chunk of florals on the brown, behind the door, or make it look like it's behind the door. Where did the blue come from? Sorry, I just found blue ink all over me, but I'm not sure what from. Oh, maybe from, I don't know what that's from. Okay, well, we gotta make decisions here because we're running out of time. I wanted to show you, not to sew it in and a couple little tricks of the trade, but I wanted to actually do it. Yeah, 45 minutes. Doesn't take long, does it? All right, the nice thing is once we get this down, everything can just get tucked behind it. So it's not like I'm having to go, well, once I glue this down, I'm in trouble. So let's just get all the little stickies up. I'm just using my awl to collect whatever I need to collect here. You can use any number of things, but I am using these throughout to help keep it all pretty level. Even though the, you know, the cover is sort of up and down, back and forth, you know, not super straight, not super flat. Not straight, but, you know, it's not flat. It's sort of bumpy because we did put tissue and fun things on it. It did warp a little. Try to keep it flat as much as I could, but as it dries out here and hot and cold. I hope you're all doing very well. I hope that you guys had a great April. Can't believe we have a day or two, couple days left. Yeah, today's the 26th, 27th, yeah, today's the 28th, yeah. I think it's today's the 28th. I've lost track. Like, either way, we only have a few more days. I know Wednesday's the 30th, so there we go. Yeah, today must be the 28th then. Well, today would have to be, the day you see this would have to be the 28th. Yeah, so, oh my gosh, right? Another month gone. Another month gone. School year almost done. And for some, depending on your kids or grandkids, if you have any, or nieces, nephews, whatever. Yeah, it is fast approaching different levels for different kids. Some colleges are out before Memorial Day. Other colleges go through till, my goddaughter goes through till past her birthday on the 9th. I know she has, I believe she has finals, you know, a little bit beyond that. You know, last year she came home and for graduation that was, you know, similar to the dates that my daughter is now, and for a friend of hers was graduating, and, you know, came home, went to the graduation, turned, you know, studied, turned around, went home, went back to the dorm, you know, and took her finals the following week. So it was like, oh my goodness, I have blue on me. What the heck? I don't know what that's. It's like an ink or something. All right, so we are pressing down where I need to. I even put it on the little doorknob here. I put a little foam piece there so it would stay down but stay up. So the only thing that moves is our cute little door here. Now that's in place. It's just a cute little pop-up. If it bugs you, you don't want to see the tulips, you don't want to have that peekaboo behind it, at any point you could do the same thing, put some kind of foam piece back there, glue it down, and be done with it, right? It is an old door, it has some kinks in it, so, you know, it's not perfect, which is okay. I feel that if we do use this, it needs a little bit of ink. It's a little white for me. I want to tone it down just a little bit. Hopefully it'll stick. It's a little bit of a pressboard die cut. I found some pretty green ones and I couldn't wait to use them. Okay, so this has nothing on it. So again, because though we're tucking it under, I'm not doing the foam pieces. I'm just going to glue them straight down, and I am going to use the fabric tack because it is going on to Mod Podge of, come on, the Mod Podge of, you know, tissue. Oh my gosh. Come on. There we go. I refilled my bottle, but it doesn't take much. You know, we use it up pretty quickly, especially on the little bottle. So we're going to tuck this, think about here. Can I go any farther? A little bit. Okay, tuck it under, tuck it under. There we go. And then when I do this, overlap it a little bit, it'll feel like it's part of it. We're gonna, come on. There we go. Unless there's ink or something. So we're gonna tuck you up in here. And we're gonna tuck you over here. Come on. At least this has a little bit of dimension, so it doesn't have to be up. It can be flat, but it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna have its own little, I think we're gonna let it overlap. I like that. Let it overlap a little bit. This one's loose, so we're gonna give me a moment to pop these guys up a little bit if it'll let me. Do the same thing. There we go. Press back down. Sometimes when everything's cold, you need to warm it up with your hands and get it on there. So there we go. We're going to let that, what's underneath, sort of help pop those up a little bit. Started doing that over here, but I decided to tuck it under. That's fine. And then you, let's see what you need or not need to stick to. I don't mind the greenery, and I don't mind the, I think it'll overlap just a little bit here. There we go. So we're getting a nice summery welcome, you know, welcome to the garden gates, doors, whatever you want to call them, archways. And then if I add charms and tie in some lace and charms here, we get a tiny little tassel in the middle. And, you know, so where everything just sort of stops about here at worst case. And we have something, you know, pretty on the outside to work with this. You can see a little bit of this cream, which if I felt it was too dull, I can put a bit of trim there. Right? So even though you open it, you see this, if this seems too dull on the edge, I might decide as we're going through, add a little bit of a thinner trim or another lace piece here to sort of expand on that more decoratively, which is totally doable, right? You can always keep adding, adding. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our cover, very summery tissue and paper bag cover, is now has a decoration to it and a little bit of interaction, right? So you can sort of open it and peek into all the tulips that may be beyond the gate into the garden. We've got some flowers and butterflies here on top. We know that we're going to put a nice little, there's catch, border lace here. We know that we have this cute peekaboo here, so definitely want to put some, we want our pocket and whatnot on the inside here to do its job. Sorry, this is actually sort of bugging me. I had it down pretty tight, but again, it is washi, so it may need, we may need a little bit of glue, and I might actually glue that down perfectly so that maybe it stays with that page and it doesn't really move around. But we're gonna have a peekaboo underneath here. We're gonna have pockets and stuff, and then we have this in the back that's already starting to decorate. So I can do any number of things. I can put it here, I can put this up here, I can add something bigger, but we'll get some, you know, we'll have to decide how I wanna, we want to butterfly it and make it very, very big and obvious. Or I sort of like the little guy better. I really like him. I just don't know. Maybe he'll just go here where he's sort of hovering over the lace and above the flowers. He's coming in. Let's do that. And he, because of this lace, I can totally leave him and not have to, I don't feel like I need to ink him up. We're just going to leave him the way he is, which is always nice. And I know, there we go. Get all of our little sections here. We want him to be nice and flat because it is the back of the journal. We don't need him to be too 3D. So he's coming down to land in this beautiful cluster of flowers to help tie sort of the, you know, the pieces, the lace and all that together. So there we go. All right, so we've got started. We're on to the next thing, right? So we can start working on some pockets and tucks and whatnot inside, so that the writing space, you know, there's 15 plus pages of just writing. There's 15 of these, 15 or 16 of these actually. And then of course there's other areas that, like I said, we're going to put journal cards and stuff in. Doesn't mean there's a lot of these pages that have the ability, include, well, 15 plus these, it's another 4, it's 20, 19, right? And if, you know, depending on the situation, I think there's room to write on anything and everything in here. Pale pages. I think this is the only page where you really can't write on it, but there's plenty of room. Even within here with a good pen, you could totally write on. So we have, you know, what did I say? Like 52 book pages. We're going to decorate some. We're going to pocket some. We're going to give you plenty of, you know, give you writing space for just a lovely little summer book. Nice little 1 month, you know, journal. Nice and light, airy. Take it with you, right? It's pretty lightweight. It's pretty flexible. And, you know, you could totally make it a nice little summer vacation journal book. So thank you all for watching, liking, loving, commenting, making sure you hit the notifications and the bells so that when new things come up, you are aware that I have something up and running. Because it could be once a week, it could be 3 times that week. You never know. I never know how often I'm going to get up here and get videos up to you guys. So I definitely appreciate you watching. I do appreciate my new subbies, and hopefully you guys are getting an opportunity to binge watch anything that I've done in the past. And that you are, you know, enjoying the series and the things that we've been working on. And that I continue to inspire and teach a little. Not a lot. There's not a whole lot sometimes I can teach you. But you never know when I'm able to do something like that silly hidden paperclip and me finally just getting that epiphany. You never know, right? So love you all very much. We'll talk very soon. And I hope you have a wonderful Monday and a beautiful week. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.